nice swimwear. Like, I don't know any more to say. We in this thing, man. Mike, say what's up to the good people.
What's up, good people? How you doing tonight or today? Or in the morning or in the afternoon?
We filming it. It's nighttime when we filming this right now, ladies and gents, but it's all good. We got Chris up in the building as well. What's up, Chris?
What's up? What's up? What's going on, world? How y'all living?
Yes, indeed. And of course, I'm your host, Joffy. I'm here. Joffy, I don't need no coffee. I probably will. I'm kind of tired as hell. It's all good. Let's get into the Acting Up show. Looking at my fizz on right here. That boy Joe Biden, that boy is on it, man. That boy's on a mission. That boy talking about the tobacco. He talking about he wanted to ban the Swisher Sweets and all that. Well, not ban it, but he trying to do something with the Swisher Sweets and everything else. And he on a mission. What was it? The other thing he did, the $15 wage. What was it?
$15 minimum wages going up from $7.25.
Woo. I think that should have been increased. I don't know who can live off of $7.25 an hour.
Nah,
40-hour week.
40 hours a week.
Man, I'm telling you, man. What was the last job you said you had, Mike? When you got paid that amount?
The shit, it wasn't even 7. It was like 5.15. It wasn't even 7. It was 5.15. And back then, if it was 7, I feel like a millionaire.
Right? It felt like I accomplished something, man.
Exactly.
Man, I'm telling you, I was at my first job, AMC First Colony 24. I got paid $5.15, and I became a little supervisor, a little blue shirt, and I got paid $6.60 before I left that thing. So, woo,
moving on up, huh?
Yeah. What was it in Coming to America? See, this week I'm washing lettuce. Next week it's the fries. So I feel like I was the greatest. How you want your popcorn pop? You want some extra butter? Like, man.
Yeah.
I had that same job that Mike did, making the same amount, pushing baskets at Kroger's.
Pushing them hot ass baskets in the summer, in August. You remember how it used to get so hot? They say nobody goes outside to get the basket. There's an ozone layer. Watch.
Man, shit.
Yeah. But it's a monsoon outside. Y'all got to go get all of it. But
yeah.
Come in soaked and wet in the AC.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah. Then they put like that little highlight vest on you so you won't get hit.
Man, they didn't care about us at Sam. Well, I still say that Sam's Club. You out there in rain, hail, sleet, snow, hot. They ain't give a damn.
Now these baskets ain't gonna hurt nobody. I don't think the water gonna destroy them. You know?
No,
you really have to go out there and get them.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody about to come right now.
Yeah,
man. I used to have to sweet talk the lady that worked at the cash register to get Gatorade and water. Cause she's like, I'm not giving it to him because he don't do no work. Well, shit, you gonna give it to me, goddammit. I'm hot as fuck.
Exactly.
Fuck that.
Exactly.
I know back then that I was in high school, so I can't imagine. I was good because I was still living with my parents. So,
exactly. I was fine. I felt.
But as an adult, a functioning adult that wants to have a social life,
no.
5.15, nah, can't do that.
No, can't do it at all. Absolutely not. That's not gonna fly.
No, I had to put in so many hours just in my check to be what, $600 or damn near $500. I was like, oh man. So all them hours wasted.
And that's every 2 weeks.
But where the rest of my check at?
The hustle was strong, man. That's when you find out about taxes. Like, why? Like, I'm putting all these hours. Why I'm short on this? Taxes, son. Hit your ass real quick.
But you know what? Going back to a conversation last week makes me think about how Mike said those PPP advertisements be only in like lower income neighborhoods. A lot of lower income people not making that minimum wage, and so they see the opportunity. Oh, I can get this much.
Yep. And the funny part is that same billboard is where Kroger's used to be at.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Ain't that something? Keep is loan. You gonna have to get that whole back. Get that money back, bitch.
Either with your time or with your wallets.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna be having a GoFundMe page.
Right. Hit you in your pockets. His pockets looking like Sad Rabbit is.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, Joe was on a mission. He had a speech. Oh no, what was it? He had a conference, not a conference. I'm trying to think what he had. He had something a couple days ago that he spoke. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but Joe is pretty much on a mission, try to do what he's supposed to do, make things right in the world. Yeah, he doing what he got to do, but I mean, I know everybody not gonna agree with what the man does.
Yeah, he also mentioned at some point in that speech about pushing the George Floyd police reform bill through as well.
Yeah,
which is, it's like, I think they said it's two Democratic senators that's actually holding it up.
Oh, nice.
If I'm not mistaken, if I could have misspoken, but I know they've been trying to push that as well.
It goes back to what we said last week, how the Asian what was the COVID Act? They got passed with no problems.
No problems, because they all up in their pockets. We see, I mean, that's what it is. Money talks. And
all we asking is not to get shot by the police.
That's it. That's all.
You want to get? It's like
that's all we asked. We just, we just try to figure out some guidelines. Just, just put it on their mind that, hey, man, do better with us. That's all we ask.
Stop killing it. They act like you asking them for the whole world.
Right.
What you mean you want? It's like,
oh no, wait a minute now.
I can't shoot you. No, man.
You gotta carefully fine tooth comb every little line in the book.
They get a paper, they get a magnifying glass. Now wait a minute, I don't like this part right.
Oh man. In other news, it says that 100 million U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated. The White House says. Man, did y'all get Chris, you got your superpowers yet? What's that show called Heroes when the sun eclipses? You got your powers yet, bro?
I'm trying to make some money up here. Let me see. Something. Not yet. I ain't got no powers yet, though.
Man, let me know, man, so I can go get mine, man. I'm trying to get superpowers, man.
You plan on getting yours?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about heavy because, I was one of the multiple people that, was diagnosed with COVID. So, and I know they were saying some people, it's just a toss-up,
Yeah, it's a risk either way. It's a risk if you don't take it. It's a risk if you do take it. It's like, which risk do you want to take? That's how I tell people.
Yeah. That is true. At my job, they posted something by the time clock. They said that we are not forcing you to take it, but this is the link for you to go find places to take it. It's not mandated to take it, but I look at that as a warning. Like, they might not be forcing it this year, but towards the end of next year, they will. They will. It's not going to be forced like they're going to have it in law, but it's going to be certain things that you're not going to be able to do. Like, you're not going to be able to go here, or it's going to be hard for you to go outside the country if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like, it's a toss-up, crapshoot. You just never know. I mean, and like a friend said on social media, he was saying, I'm pretty sure the people that passed away from it would have taken that shot. And that's what it comes down
to. Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually, I'm going to take it and then hope that I'm being silly now. What type of powers would you like to have, man? If what would be your superpower, man?
The ability to fly, even though I'm scared of heights. Make it make sense? I will. I will. I mean, I'll still get on the airplane and stuff, but as far as flying, I would like the ability to fly just because I would like to go places and not have to pay the airplane fee. So give me super strength and ability to fly. I got to carry the luggage. So those two.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Okay. Mike, what would be yours, man?
I think mine would be the ability to come back to life. That's what that would be mine. So whenever my funeral, right, and I'm laying in there, and then while everybody all sad and stuff, I'm just gonna pop out and be like, I don't fuck with you.
I'm just gonna walk out the church.
I'm gonna read everybody their rights. Hey, homeboy, I ain't seen you in 7 years.
We were just talking about horror movies the other week.
I was just gonna pop. I ain't gonna tell nobody that. I ain't gonna tell my wife that. I'm just gonna pop. Boom. Just pop.
Pull an Undertaker. What's that? Mike Myers, the boy, just sit up like.
I'm gonna shut the whole thing. I'm gonna shut it all down.
I know you owe me money.
I know you owe me money. I know. And homeboy, I done had like 36 birthdays, and you haven't been to now one, but you come to this homegoing.
Man, that's cold. There will be some cold-blooded stuff. Man, nigga, I thought you was dead. No, I ain't dead, bro. Like, no. Fool.
Exactly. I ain't dead. Now I am dead to Sally Mae and all them stood. I'm dead. Now I'm dead to them. I'm dead.
Now think about that now. Oh, so since you are still alive, you still can go to work and make these payments.
No. I'm gone. I'm gone.
So you're gonna be like Tom Hanks in what's that? The Green Mile, John Coffey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He couldn't die. You watch all his friends say.
Yeah.
Him and the rat.
Mr. Jangles.
Yeah.
Mr. Jangles. Man, what would be my super? I don't know. I would say super speed probably, but I'll have to eat all damn day because that's getting too scientific. So I don't know, maybe super speed. I wouldn't mind doing that. I get a lot done because always something to do.
That super strength and that flight. Yeah. Go anywhere. I want to go to Jamaica today. Boom, I'm there. Ain't got to worry about checking fees, TSA, none of that. I may fly a little low to the ground, but I ain't got to worry about all that.
Yeah. Super speed might be the one for me because always some shit to do, and I'm getting tired of people. But just because I have super speed, don't mean hit James up to go run and do that. Hey man, you free today, huh? You ain't gonna take you that long to do it. Take your, get your own shit done.
That's where my dying powers come. Hey man, can you? Go. You gonna wake back up. This the big one. I'm gone. This the real one. I'm gone.
It'd be messed up, man. They know you got that ability, and they throw your ass somewhere in the water. What was that? What movie was that?
Oh, that's with Charlize Theron. Oh man, I can't wait.
Oh, that's horrible. Every time.
I can't wait till that movie comes, the second part, because she just was in that little iron coffin and she was every time. I'm like, damn.
Dang, girl. Every time you wake up, your ass better, figure out you got a couple, I don't know how many seconds, somebody gonna dig you out or something. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna get into the sports action real quick. A couple things went down this week right here in the H-Town, and we had the NFL draft. But real quick, I'm gonna say shout out to the Astros. Hope I don't jinx y'all.
Astros is winning, but we ain't talking about the Astros right now.
Yeah, the Astros winning.
I mean, shouts out to the Astros. Don't get me wrong. Don't mean to walk that over.
Yeah, we gonna get to the meat.
But we need the meat right now. That ain't nothing.
And also, shout out to the Houston Rockets, KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr. for dropping a cool 50 McNugget piece.
Yeah,
on the books.
Legend continues.
Yeah.
Go to the strip club, ball out on the floor. That's just, if you're gonna be a star player, that's the formula. That's
the James Harden formula right there. So
work for James Harden. So
hey, might be something too. Let the man do what he's gonna do.
Let that man work, man.
Yeah. So and James Harden, of course he commented on that post right there saying, lefty, whatever, but so. Yeah, but shout out to KPJ and the Rockets. Hopefully y'all do good in the draft when it's our time. So
Rockets gonna be all right next year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all right. But
we're gonna be all right.
But it's gonna just pain me to talk about it.
Go on down to 610 Kirby.
Oh, is this the part? Is this the part? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah, that's the part.
I mean, at least the tailgates are good. We got some good barbecue.
Yeah.
But so, Mike, I'm happy for your Steelers. Y'all got who y'all wanted.
Man, appreciate it. It feels so good when you ask God for something and He comes through. It feels good. I was at work and I seen it. I was like, that's what we wanted. We wanted that man before the draft even started. We wanted him before the season even ended. Hey, it feels good, man. Yeah, I mean, man, it's just an enjoyment feeling.
If y'all can notice how Chris is taking all this in. Oh man, Mike gonna let you know, man, who we got and how his still.
Najee Harris, running back. We've been needing a running back for a while now. Shout out to Connor. Connor, very good running back. He was battling cancer and he was still playing. So he's a soldier. Yeah, he's a soldier. That's right. Man. Forgot about he's a soldier. He gave us some good yardage. But we needed some explosiveness, man. Yeah. We got it. And he has a good story too. He threw a celebration draft party at a homeless shelter. Oh, that's where he grew up, you know. What? So, yeah, the Steelers have been grooming him before. If I'm not mistaken, they personally called him and said, "Hey, man, we're gonna get you. First round, we're gonna get you." And yeah, I was surprised that he didn't go. That's why I was waiting for it. When I was looking on my phone, I was like, man, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. Someone's gonna get him. But he stayed, so it was meant to be. So our offense, we look pretty good. Ben Roethlisberger, Najee Harris, we got Juju, James Washington, Chase Claypool, and we have the tight end that used to play for the Colts, Eric Ebron.
Yeah, y'all set up pretty nice over there. Pretty nice.
We set up pretty good, man. You know, set up pretty good. Couldn't be more satisfied.
You know, the damn Texans. We just gonna say a prayer for them, like the incense, get the sage and all that.
What is that?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I go to the tailgate parties, and after that, I'm chilling. I go.
What is the NFL? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, man. That's
y'all pick.
Football? You talking about soccer? That's soccer, right? Football.
Y'all pick at round 3, Saturday morning. By that time, they just gonna be mailing letters. They ain't even gonna be bothered.
Man.
Yeah, and we ain't got no first round pick next year either.
And it's all because of that god dog on Billy O.B. Why would y'all give the key? Every time I think about it, it's just it grinds my gears. It irritates my soul. Something wrong with my spirit. Every time I think about this idiot, and he just sitting back chilling, collecting his coins. The son of a bitch.
Like he's working. He has a college. Yeah, he's working. He got a job. He's in college. He's laughing at you.
On his way out, he said, "You know what? I'm burning the whole ship down."
Man, and did he ever? I'm talking about gasoline, like straight up, man. How you give somebody keys to the front office who just had an upsetting loss? I wouldn't have told him to get on the plane. I'm trying not to go down this rant again, but and we just had Deshaun Watson. You know, God dog it. I'm having a moment. I need some wine. This is the weekend. I need something to drink.
That would have been a way to make up for that. Man. If they would have capitalized on the Deshaun, but then Deshaun had the incident, and yeah, it's just bad news business on 16 Kirby.
They got a lot to build with. I just stopped listening to all sports radio shows because that's what's been going on. And because I had to, I feel bad for the people that are in sports radio talk. They have to always talk about this every day, but it is what it is. That's their job. That's what they signed up for. I don't know what's gonna happen with the whole Deshaun Watson case. I hate that it's still that's going on, but I just hope everything work out. And whoever is, I just hope everything work out. I'll put it like that. So, yeah, that's all I can say about it.
This is depressing. Let's move on.
It is. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was sports radio talk, I'd be like, every day I come into work. So,
what we gonna talk about now? Astro scandal, whatever.
What the Dynamo doing?
James Harden, whatever. The Texans, whatever. Don't jump ship, you guys. Stay down.
Ride together, we die together.
Ride together. Because you don't never know, man. I mean,
yeah, true.
It turns around. Yeah, everybody has their chance. Everybody gets their shot.
This hurts more because it's more self-inflicted with the Texans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And you know, you got to go through it, man. We all got to go through those trials and tribulations.
No. Ain't no going through. We've been through it
forever. Right when
we should be. We was pretty much a few pieces away from being a championship team.
And then the idiot traded.
It just goes to show you that not everybody is fit to be a GM. No. You got to have two. It's got to be separate. Nobody is like, everybody wants to be like a Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, and then they get people from the Bill Belichick tree. That tree haven't grown fruit in a while. There's only one tree, and it's the oldest tree in the game. Bill Belichick. All the other branches don't matter.
and then Tom Brady go to the Bucs and he show you that it's not just the coaches.
And then, yeah, exactly.
This man getting all the praise. Like, let me show y'all just how awesome I am.
Yeah,
man, dude,
yeah.
I don't know if I shared that little story when the Super Bowl came here and it was the Patriots versus the Falcons. At the Super Bowl, I think I did, but to be on, pretty much I was part of that security team that got called onto the field when they was making that comeback, and I won the lucky ones, and to be able to sit there and watch how he made that comeback, and the football players right there next to him, and I'm just looking at this shit like, man, this boy Tom Brady awesome, bro. Like, I don't know how he did, but he did it, and so hey, but we gonna move on from this sports talk because it is depressing AF.
Then the people up the street, 4 hours away from Houston, Dallas. Oh my God, they got this guy named Micah Person. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but he is 6'3", 246 pounds, and he runs a 4 something. He's a linebacker from Penn State. He's bigger and faster than a lot of players in the second level. That's what Dallas got right now.
I know my dad is happy right now.
How dare you have the audacity to bring up the Dallas Cowboys on this show?
The audacity.
I'll let you make it with the Steelers, but the Cowboys, I scoffed at you.
The nerve of this man. The nerve of him.
Man.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. We going through it, man. So, I'm gonna go to the Dynamo game, bro. See what they doing over there. I don't know. So, what is out right now? The movie that everybody's been talking about is Michael B. Jordan film, No Remorse, Tom Clancy's film. I've seen it. I enjoyed it. Great action film. Did you guys get a chance to watch it for yourselves? Or?
I haven't checked it out yet.
I watched it late last night. It was pretty good. It's like a good solid action movie, you know, like how you used to watch those movies back in the day. You kind of know you're gonna have this happens. He's probably gonna do something like this. Yeah. Of course, he's gonna come out on top. Like, you know, it's like your classic action hero movie.
Oh,
yeah.
I enjoyed it, man. I mean, every time I see Jordan, I'm like, man, I need to work out. Because I'm tired of this dude being swole on set all the time. Man, put your shirt on, man. I'm tired of this.
It was pretty good to see Laura London back.
Yeah. I like that. I'm glad she's taking those steps to get back out there, and shout out to Lauren London. So for that, I like seeing her out there doing that. What else came out? I know Invincible, the cartoon. I don't know if you guys have been watching Invincible.
I have not checked that out.
It's official. I got to finish watching that because I know the final episode, I believe, came out today. But yeah, gotta check that Friday. I know this is gonna be previously recorded. Y'all know how it is, but
right.
Yeah, check out Invincible if you guys have not. And I gotta get to them. Oh my God, I gotta get to this.
I'm gonna get to it this weekend, man.
I'm making Mike upset, man. I feel bad for myself. I'm trying.
Well, I haven't checked out Invincible, so I need to check that out too. So that's what I'm gonna do. I check out Invincible. You check out y'all guys. Check out them. And the reason why them, first of all, let me tell you all something. Before you watch this movie, get prepared.
Okay.
Be prepared to be pissed off and creeped out at the same time. And this is coming from a person that watch horror movies at night in the dark. My son is asleep. My wife is gone at work. And I'm still not as creeped out as them. Okay. You understand? So it's up there.
I'm gonna have to play Pokemon after I'm done with that or something.
It's pretty up. It's pretty good. I will tell you, it's one episode that is. I think I said that last time.
You said the tap dancing man, or something like that. Like, man, see now.
What you're gonna do? Oh God.
Man,
You got that tune stuck in your head kind of thing.
I was in the shower and I come out the bathtub. My wife was at the door. And she was like, when I opened up the door, I'm like,
man, see, I'm already I'm gonna let y'all know something about me. I may not look like it, but my hands kind of quick, and I can't stop what my hands do sometimes, man. Dude tried to slap box me one time. I told him no. Boy came around the corner. I bowed, jacked him one time, and nose bleeding. I don't play that shit, man.
I told my wife, don't play that. You know, we got weapons in this house now. We got weapons. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I will fight.
Please don't do that.
I will fight. You will get chin checked real quick with me. Bow, and you won't see the shit. I'm telling you. Don't do that shit, man. Oh my
God. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great TV show.
Oh man, I gotta check it out. I got to. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to play some Pokemon and watch some cartoons afterwards and get my mindset right and pray or something. What in these little evil spirit movies, where is God at? You know the evil devil spirit come out, but where are the angels at?
I've only seen one that the priest actually did everything effectively and right. Because I always be like, why are they so unprepared when these priests go to these houses, right? Like I told you, I watched that Conjuring universe. The only one was it the La Corona? I don't know what the name of it, La Corona or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he, out of all the priests, they never prepared, but he was the only one that prepared. He came over there with his cross. He had his holy water. He had the sand from the wood in Mexico. I was like, see, now that, and they had it done within a day. They living with it for months.
He was the person of brown. He was a Hispanic Mexican man of descent. He was ready for that action. He was ready for that action. Ready for that action. Y'all remember that scene on Beloved when what's his name? What's the guy? I know it's Oprah. What's the other guy? Danny Glover. Danny Glover walked through the house, and then them tables start to shift it, and he looked at Oprah. He was like, "Girl, what you got up in here?" She say, "Ain't nothing but old spirits."
See, that's that bullshit, man. See, I don't know if y'all remember Paranormal Activity, the very first one. When they called that, I don't know what I think he was a priest or somebody they kept talking to, whatever. But he was there at the beginning of the movie. He told them what they're not supposed to do. They invite him back to the house. And then that's me, right? The homeboy took 2 steps in the house. Doom. That boy said, oh my God. She said, you can feel it.
Felt it. Yeah.
Homeboy said, I can feel it. And I can tell it does not want me here. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Deuce, that's me. I'm out of there. That's between y'all. They got shit to do with me.
He got up out of there. He was just like on the other one. My homeboy, he's a Mexican. He said, yeah, the Cholo version. You remember the other one where they was they called the Mexican gang. They went up there to the house, and I guess the neighborhood gangster, he opened up the hood. He had all the guns. So I said, man, finally somebody got a gun in this thing. Universe, shit, it may not be effective. It may not do shit. But at least you know these spirits, I ain't come to play.
The only one that came prepared was the Hispanic pastor in the local Corona, whatever the name of the movie.
I love it.
Because he had them done with everybody else. They want to sit there and sleep and be all scared in the sheets. And I'm like, I would not be here.
Bro, they know. On one of the Paranormal Activities, the helper, the Hispanic helper, she was out of there. She was like doing the incident, and his old dumb ass was like, oh, that's witchy. I had to fire her. And then as soon as he let her go, that's when shit hit the fan.
You better keep her. I ain't I'm telling you. Don't let my next girlfriend say, if I get possessed, are you gonna stay with me to
No.
That's between you and that evil spirit that you did something to piss it off. Ain't got nothing to do with James.
I stop at my mama's house first. She keep some holy water on deck. If that don't work,
I'm living at the church.
If it's a traveling spirit, we're gonna have to take some.
I'm living at the church.
Good.
They got
it follows you wherever you go.
Yeah. They got Uber Eats. You ain't gonna come in this church.
My sister-in-law came and spent the night. She said that when we was gone, she said she saw a shadow in the kitchen, and my wife was like, "It wasn't here until you got here." We've been in this house for 10 years. It wasn't here when you got here. It wasn't here until you brought your ass here. Shit.
Fucking with them evil spirits, man. I ain't got time for that shit.
I'm second guessing this film now. I'm gonna have to watch this like on a bus trip in the middle of the day.
Bro,
I'm
I'm just telling you. My wife, she asked me, "Did you finish it?" I said, "No, I have to be in a different headspace."
Oh man, I can't do
be in the head.
I'm telling you,
I got to be in the head. Too much emotions going on.
I ain't got time for this shit, man. I'm
saying, man.
I'm gonna be mad at myself for watching it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good show.
Oh man. But in other news, they I forgot my last doggone train of thought thinking about these evil spirits. God dang it, I can't, yeah. Let's go to the next segment, man. Go to the next segment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the building. We got Jacob Williams up in this thing, man, on the Just Acting Up show. Let's clap it in for the good guy, man.
Hey, man.
What's up, Jake?
Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Man.
No, you good.
Man.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, man. Thank you, like I said earlier, for taking time out of your busy day. I know you just got through finished training, man. So tell us a little bit about that, man. Tell us about yourself.
Man, I've done a little bit of everything and still do a little bit of everything. My dad was a Green Beret, so he's a Special Forces soldier. So I grew up, martial arts and firearms and all that stuff, but also he was an artist. He drew and he did tattoos and stuff like that. So I had a little bit of that. And then my mom, she actually has a super high IQ, and she was big into English and reading and stuff. So I kind of fell in love with that. So I've done a little bit of everything, man, from combat oriented stuff to like scholarly type stuff. Like I used to write poetry and short stories and stuff like that. And then I would turn around and go to martial arts class or go to the gun range or whatever. So I'm kind of like all over the spectrum, I guess you could say, Renaissance type deal, if that's the way you want to look at it.
You good?
So that led to, a lot of different things. Now, currently today, I'm a police officer. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm an MMA fighter. And then I am a hand-to-hand combat, handcuffing and baton instructor and a firearms instructor for law enforcement. And now doing movies and stunts. So doing a lot of different things, but everything kind of roundabout has a connection in a way, you know what I mean? And I acted stage acting from 3rd grade all the way up until I got into college, and just right out of high school became a firefighter. And when I was old enough to get into law enforcement, I moved over there, and I'm always staying busy, always trying to learn something.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Man, like I said, like Jake is a man of multiple hats.
Yeah.
And that's so, like, when you just went through all that, I look at my resume, I'm like, what have I done?
When I was in stunt training, I was like, man, I'm tired. But I'm like, but Jake, he got all this going on, and all I gotta do is go to work. I can do this.
Yeah, man, I'm lucky enough that I'm one of those people that can't sit still, right? So if I don't have something to do, I'm going crazy. So I kind of find ways to fill that time with,
Cool.
Gotcha, man.
How is it? How's that balancing those different moving into those different spaces? Like, how do you balance all that?
Yeah, it gets hard, like, I guess a rundown of my weekly schedule is I patrol at night from 11 o'clock at night to 7 in the morning, Monday through Friday. So on Mondays, I wake up normal time on Mondays because I don't work on Sunday night. So, but I'm trying to get my schedule together for the week. And then I have to be up at the Iron Den for our trainer meetings where we sit down, we just talk about what's going on with our classes, our clients, and all that. So that's usually around 3. And then by 5, it's time for me to start training clients. And then I have a class each day that I teach, a group fitness training session. I finish up at the Iron Den about 7:30. I change into my MMA stuff, go straight to the MMA gym, do training from about 7:45 to about 9:15. And then I go straight home, take a shower. If I have time to catch a nap, I'll catch a nap. If not, I'm out to patrol till 7 in the morning, get off at 7 in the morning. I go do another hour and a half worth of MMA. And then I go home, shower, I sleep until about 3 o'clock, and then I wake up and do it all over again. So that's Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays, I'm sleeping a little bit throughout the day on Saturday because I work Friday night. So I get off Saturday morning, do my training, go home, sleep, wake up, and then handle any other stuff I got to handle for that weekend. And then my kids live with their mom, but I get them on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekend of every month. So when I have my kids, I make sure I clear out that schedule for that weekend so that I can spend time with my kids and do the things with them. But on the weekends I don't have my kids, then those days are pretty much filled up with some stuff too. And then I go to the stunt training on Sundays, and that's kind of my weekly schedule all week, every week.
Man,
see, I'm tired.
See, that's what's so amazing about Jake, man. It's like, I try not to complain too much about what I do, but then you hear somebody else's story, and you just like, man, and you just that balance and the way how you carry yourself and it all, and you do it with such grace, brother, and with
I appreciate it,
mindset, bro. And that's why I really admire about you, homie. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man. I appreciate it. The one of the biggest things of why I do the things I do is, especially with my MMA, is to build that platform, to reach more people. There's a lot of stuff that I hold near and dear to my heart when it comes to things that I want to be involved with, like children's cancer, autism, and things like that. My brother actually has Asperger's, which is a high functioning form of autism. So special needs people have a soft spot in my heart, children's cancer, and and also just what I'm trying to do within the law enforcement community. Law enforcement officers, they don't get a whole lot of hand-to-hand combat training, and a lot of the things that happen on the streets where force tends to escalate, a lot of it comes back with just not being comfortable in those types of situations because they don't have that training.
Yeah, and I was going to speak about that, Jake, not to cut you off. When you had,
no, you're good, brother.
When you told me the day we was on set, and I had ran that by my brother-in-law, because my brother-in-law, he's a cop. He worked for Precinct 4. Okay. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what needs. Let that be the gun. Let that be your last result.
Yeah.
Because he said most officers, they don't know how to use technical with combat. I was like, what is a guy that's a cop, and he was telling me the same thing of what you want to start. So yeah, go ahead. That was gonna be my next question, actually.
Yeah, man. So the thing is like, and I can't speak on every state because every state, their training legislation is different. But here in the state of Texas, we have TCOLE, TCOLE, which is basically the governing body of law enforcement within the state of Texas. So they decide what officers have to train in, how many hours they have to train in it, so on and so forth. So in the basic police officer academy to get your license, they only allot 40 total hours of hand-to-hand combat training. And most people who are coming in there have never really been in a fight, right? So that means I have 5 8-hour days to teach people how to properly use the baton, how to properly handcuff somebody, how to fight standing up, how to fight in the clinch, how to take people down, how to defend the takedowns, how to deal with people once you hit the ground. Like, it's a lot of information to cover in a very, very short amount of time. And on top of that, the whole my life flashed in front of my eyes thing when somebody has like a life or death experience. So that is a real phenomenon. So if you think about it as a Rolodex, right? when you're in a life or death situation, that light flashing in front of your eyes is your brain literally trying to flip through memories to find a similar situation and how you got out of that situation. But if you've never been in that situation, that's when fight, flight, or freeze kicks in. So when you have people say like special forces soldiers, the reason that they're so calm and controlled in battle is because they've trained it over and over and over and over. So their brain knows how to handle that situation so they can keep control of themselves in those life or death situations. Right. But if you've never been in those situations and you're not putting yourself in those situations constantly, your brain doesn't know what to do. So now your self-preservation is going to come out, and that's either fight, flight, or freeze. So if you have a very limited toolbox, you're going to go to the tool that you feel is going to save your life in that situation. And for a lot of people who don't have that hand-to-hand combat experience, the only thing their brain knows to do is, I have this gun, that's how I'm going to survive this situation. So the more training that police officers can get in how to deal with these combative situations, the deeper their toolbox gets, the more they have to pull from, and the more they learn how to control the adrenaline and the emotions of a life or death encounter.
Wow, that's really interesting, man. And I
never thought of it like that.
Yeah. It's unfortunately right now we have a divide, right? We have a divide between law enforcement and the community, and a lot of it comes from misunderstandings, not understanding, like, why do police officers do something the way they do it? But then the police officers maybe not understanding, well, why does this individual react this particular way? Because when we have those interactions together, we don't know each other. So I don't know your background, you don't know my background. So our backgrounds are going to determine the way that we handle certain situations. And luckily enough for me, I grew up most of my childhood in Las Vegas, and I grew up in the rougher side of Las Vegas. So I've lived both sides of the fences, right? So I tend to be able to relate a lot more to people on the street because I've been there before. I understand that. So the way I handle situations is completely different because not only have I lived those situations, but I train every day, 2 to 3 training sessions a day. So my ability to have that confidence, and there's a very fine line between confidence and cocky. You don't want to be cocky. You just want to be confident in your skill set. But my thing is, if I can talk somebody into a pair of handcuffs, that's a good day. Yeah. I don't ever go, and most officers never go to work hoping they have to put hands on anybody or do anything like that. Now, just like with any profession in the world, are there bad apples? Absolutely. There absolutely are. But there's bad apples in every profession. There's doctors that operate on the wrong body part. There's doctors that do shady stuff behind closed doors. There's bad in everything. The problem is that if I were to be able to have officers on the mat multiple times a week, I'm going to find those bad apples. And the way I'm going to find those bad apples is through the training. Because when you start sparring and you have somebody who knows what they're doing and they're putting pressure on you and they're making you feel that pressure, I'm going to find those bad apples because they're going to be the guys that take training too far. If you take training too far, you're going to take things on the street too far.
That's pretty. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm saying that's pretty awesome that, once you put somebody in that scenario of, like you saying, like putting them and training them on the mat, and you can find out because you've been there before and you get a good feel of it. And you're like, I see where this guy or this person, this woman, where they're going with this. You kind of can see how to handle it. And I think it's awesome that this little story, this one person that I met on set, she was saying that her dad would always use his words, what I thought was amazing. And he never had to use any brutal force. He was able to, arrest that person, stay in contact with them. And when they got out, he would just see him on the street like, hey, and his daughter was like, who was that? Like, oh, somebody I arrested. And she's like, they're nice with you. So, but just something I was thinking. But
and it, it comes down to respect, right? I teach my cadets, if you can't control yourself, you can't control somebody else, right? And a lot of people understand, or, you know, they come in, they know I'm an MMA fighter, and they think that because I'm an MMA fighter, I must be fighting all the time in the law enforcement capacity. And then when I tell them, I'm like, hey, how many times in my 13-year career do you think that I have been in a knockdown, drag-out fight with somebody when I was the original officer on the scene? And that number is 0. Because when I show up on scene, I start down here. I'm gonna be respectful to you as long as you're respectful to me, right? So the only time my force is going to come up is going to be based on your actions. So if you're being respectful to me, if you're complying with what I'm asking you to do, then we're gonna have a nice, easy, like dealings with each other, right? Now, if you make me have to bring that force up, then I don't have a choice at that point, right? So I have a job to do. I signed an oath to protect my community by just enforcing the laws. I didn't write the laws. It's just my job to enforce them, right? And I completely understand the other side of the fence, right? The other side of the fence, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up from time to time, right? And it's sometimes difficult to come to the understanding of, I messed up, now I have to deal with whatever the consequences are in that situation. So I understand both sides. So being able to talk to somebody and being able to bring that tension down is a huge skill. That but that skill comes with confidence, right? I have that skill because I know that if this turns bad, I have the skill set to be able to handle that situation. So it allows me to be a little bit more calm in those situations.
That's really cool, man. And that's something that me working at MD Anderson when I was in security, and you know, we have our own police officers there. One thing that, because my dad is still a security guard there as well, but the one thing that, and it's crazy really thinking about it, like how my dad would talk to, you know, me, his child, or his other kids, he'll be real calm and peaceful. Of course, it'll be in a stern way. And then how I see when I finally start working along beside him, and that's how I, you know, talk to people. Even if I have a situation with them, I'm still cool, calm, collected, because I'm trying to find out how I can help the situation, how I can de-escalate the tension. And once you learn how to do that in a calm way and cool way, you get your answer and you're able to handle things. And I think it's really cool that you're able to do that. And that's where you approach the situations with that. So I applaud you on that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, there's a very fine line, right? Because like I said, when I stop somebody, I have no idea who you are. You know, if I pull somebody over in a car, I don't know who's driving that car, because most of the time the car has gone by so fast that I have no idea who's in that driver's seat. I don't know if it's a man, if it's a woman. I don't know anything about them. I just pulled the car over because I saw a violation. So there have been lots of mass murderers and serial killers over the years who have been caught on traffic stops. So when I'm approaching a car, the number one most dangerous call for law enforcement is domestic disputes. The number 2 is traffic stops. And that's because on a traffic stop, again, I have no idea who I'm dealing with. You could be soccer mom taking the kids home, or you could just be somebody who, you know, may have killed their family and now you don't even know what they're capable of. You know what I mean? So depending on the cops' confidence and knowledge is going to determine how they handle a traffic stop. So if I have the confidence, I'm still going to approach that car timidly until I know what's going on inside that car, because I have no idea when I get to that. It could be somebody on their 3rd strike. They don't want to go back to prison. So as soon as I get up to that window, they could have a gun waiting on me to pull the trigger. I have no idea. So it's a difficult job in that you have to be professional, you have to be respectful, but in the back of your mind, you have to be prepared for the worst case scenario when you get to that window. You see what I mean?
Right.
And I invite you guys sometime if y'all ever want to come down while I'm teaching the cadets to see some of the scenarios that I take these cadets through. And it might give you a little bit more understanding of why cops are the way they are, right? Like if you get pulled over, the biggest thing I can tell you is we just want to see your hands, because if I can see your hands, then I know there's no weapon that's a problem right now. So if your hands are on the steering wheel and you're just waiting for me to get there, and then you're just honest and respectful with me, things go so much smoother. Because again, I don't know who you are, and kids can kill people just as easily as an adult, and a woman can kill people just as easy as a male can. So, but as long as I can see your hands, and as long as there's no overt movements being made and things like that, it brings the tension down, right? And it just helps that interaction go so much easier. So when I was pulling people over, I was looking for dope warrants and guns. That's what I'm looking for. So the issue is with traffic stops is if you can't hit home runs if you don't swing the bat, right? So if I don't stop vehicles that commit violations, I'm never going to catch any of the big crime, right? So I pull that car over. I'm doing my investigation because I'm trying to see, do I have just a normal everyday citizen, or do I have something big on my hands, right? And most of the time, if people were just honest with me and respectful with me, I didn't give any tickets. I was like, hey, this is the violation, correct this, please. Whatever, have a nice day. Because I'm out looking for people who need to be in jail. You see what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question because I want to get into some of your other stuff with the MMA and the stunt training, but I have a question as far as, over the past year especially, and over the last few years between particularly the Black community, we've seen a lot of distrust that's garnered between the police and our community. And so is there anything that you can share that you can see on your end that's being done, or what do you think can be done to repair that relationship between trusting police and the Black community?
It's really going to take conversation. I mean, that's how everything in our society gets fixed. But it has to be civil, adult, respectful conversations, and it has to be open-minded, right? It has to be, if any side of the party goes in there with any preconceived anything, you're going to hit walls, right? And that's why, I'm all for having these conversations and stuff. And it's unfortunate where we've gotten. And really the only way to fix it is just going to be having those conversations and finding people who are willing to have those conversations from both sides. There was actually, I can't remember his name, but I can find the video and send it to you, James. There was a Black Lives Matter leader, I think it was in Arizona, who he went to the local police department and they took him through some use of force training so that he could be put in scenarios that officers find themselves in. And it was a beautiful thing because at the end of the video, both sides came to an understanding of what's going on with each other. But that's because they went in open-minded, right? It wasn't about the cops proving a point, and it wasn't about him coming in and trying to find a way to make the cops seem like the bad guys. It was both of them being open to each other and saying like, hey, this is what we have to deal with. Let you experience it and see if you could have handled it in a different or better way. And then they came to that understanding. And, it really like, the race stuff is a really hard thing for me to deal with. Just because I don't see race, I don't understand why we're not all just Americans. Like, to my thing is that if you live in this country, if you're an American, you're an American. It doesn't matter. And it really hurts me that, so many people are still see the way they see things. And, but it's never going to get there unless we start having those conversations. And we got to be more in the spotlight with those conversations too, like right now, it seems like everything that's on the TV is all about how much division there is, but there's a lot of togetherness too. It's just nobody's putting spotlight on the togetherness. So if you're constantly being fed the negative, everybody's going to go the negative route. So
like I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good, brother. You're good.
Like when I think both me and you posted on this week actually about Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Like it was and I wanted to ask you about what was your favorite movie that got you into acting as well too. But we both posted, I think just this week, saying that that everybody needs to sit down and watch that movie, Remember the Titans, because we were able to accomplish so much. Like you saw what the team was able to accomplish so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, working as a team and seeing like, hey man, of course we have a different race, but you know, we all got one same goal, and they're trying to win that championship. And same thing with us, like we just trying to survive, I guess, or trying to overcome these obstacles. And,
Absolutely.
And getting into the next part of my question, what was your favorite movie or your favorite movie, favorite action movie that got you into acting, that got you like, yeah, I want to do this, man?
Man, I got so many movies, and the funny thing about me is you would think that like action movies, like that would be my thing, right?
Yeah.
I love emotional acting.
Really?
I like that's my favorite. So and it's just because so much of human nature is based around emotion, right?
Right.
And I love it when actors, even artists, right? Like photography, painting, when you're able to catch something or paint something that the second that you look at it, it brings out an emotion. Like to me, that's very talented. So in the acting world, if you're able to put yourself in character in the moment and make your audience feel what they're supposed to feel from that situation, like to me, that's the best part of acting. So I think of scenes like in Tombstone at the end of the of the movie when Doc Holliday's in his deathbed and him and Wyatt Earp are having that moment. I think about that. You know, I think about you know, Braveheart when he's laying on that cross and he's about to be tortured just because he wants freedom for his people. You know, I think about Remember the Titans. I think about when Gary's in the hospital, you know, and Julius comes in and he's like, hey, can't you see that's my brother? You know, like those are scenes that matter to me because, you know, and that's one of the things I said, like, I don't never will see race. You know, if somebody's my brother, they're my brother regardless. So I love scenes of like massive respect and things like that. That's really what makes me want to act.
Gotcha. So who was your favorite actor then? And it was another thing too that I wanted to say. Like, it was crazy. Like, so like I said, Jake is a man of many hats, y'all. Yeah. He told me that he did ballroom dancing, and he also said that, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you said that you have like a Viking bloodline as well in your family?
Yeah, I remember he said that. Now that you brought that up.
Is that true? Or
yeah. So my heritage is we're from Denmark and northern Germany and Scandinavia on my mom's side of the family, and we're from Ireland and Scotland on my dad's side of the family, but we got so much Native American. So my mom's side of the family came from Denmark, northern Germany, Scandinavia. They came over and they married into the Native Americans. My grandmother is actually full-blood Native American. What? And so they married into the Cherokees, the Choctaws, and the Creeks. And then my dad's side of the family, when they moved over here, they married into Apache and Comanche bloodlines. So that I always tell people I got nothing but warrior blood in me, right? Like I'm Viking, I'm Celtic, I'm Native American, you know. Yeah. So
that's what's up.
But yeah, you know, it's and I love learning about my heritage. I love learning about all cultures. That's one of the amazing things about America is we have such a melting pot of cultures that you can learn such amazing things, and we all have something to provide to the other. And the funny thing is, growing up in Vegas, you know, on the West Coast in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's when, you know, rap was really taking off. And I remember, you know, on the streets, my friends doing ciphers and battles and stuff on the streets. And, you know, ironically enough, it comes from Scandinavian culture. So in Scandinavian culture, you had something that was called flyting. And what flyting is it's insults delivered in a specific rhythm to music back and forth to each other. But when you do it, I'm supposed to match your cadence. I'm supposed to match your syllable scheme and we go back and forth. And part of the reasoning for that was if you were very good at flyting, that means you were a quick thinker. So then on the battlefield, you were going to be a quick thinker. So ancient Scandinavian culture actually had rap battles back in the day, believe it or not.
That's cool, man.
They actually brought it up in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah,
I haven't played that game yet.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I got to that point. I think that's when I got to finish playing that game. I remember it's that guy that he started switching poetry or something like that with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like,
right when you start saying that, I start thinking about like, wait a minute. Like, so that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, when they announced that game, I was super excited to see how much of actual Viking culture was put into that game. And they actually did a really good job with a lot of the stuff, even though, you know, they never did. So the word Viking doesn't have anything to do with where you're from. The word Viking is a title. To go on a Viking means you're going raiding. You're a raider. So not all Scandinavians were Vikings. Only the ones that got in the ships and went to go do raidings were actually Vikings. Everybody else was Norwegian, Dane, you know, the Scandinavian countries.
That's so cool, man.
Who's your favorite MMA fighter?
George St. Pierre, without a doubt. And the reason for that is, you know, a lot of people love George because he's one of the best fighters of all time. I love George because he was one of the men who embodied what it meant to be a martial artist. To him, it was all about respect. It was all about honor. He never had anything bad to say about his opponents, even if they were trash talking him. And he was a true champion. You know, when he tore his knee, when he was still a champion, a lot of professional athletes would have been rehabbing their knee on a beach somewhere or, you know, something like that. George was still at TriStar helping guys who hadn't even made it to the UFC yet, giving them pointers and helping them out. And, you know, just leading by example, right? I think that's another thing in today's society. You know, we don't have enough real leaders who lead from the front and do it by example. We have everybody that wants to sit in the back and they just want to, you know, holler stuff instead of like, hey, you know, instead of just talking about this and
right.
hooping and hollering, like, why don't you get up in the front lines and do something, you know? And we need more doers nowadays, you know?
Yeah. How has it been with stunt training and MMA fighting? How's that's kind of how they helped each other? How have they helped you in each area? Do they kind of work together because they're kind of close in things?
Yeah. So when we first came into stunt group and they had us doing like break falls and forward rolls and stuff like that, we do that in martial arts. We do that that's part of our warm up, whether you're doing Krav Maga, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they're very similar skill sets. And then, you know, I'm hoping to start it back up again, but there for a little while, I was actually inviting any of our people from the stunt group down to my martial arts gym where I train at. And I was teaching them martial arts because, you know, if you get on, say you get on set and you don't really know, the basic strikes, and you have a stunt coordinator that's like, hey, I want you to throw a jab to the head, a cross to the body, and a hook to the head. Well, if you don't know what a jab, cross, and a hook is, and you don't know how to throw them, you're going to look silly on set. And then you might not get called back to be a stuntman again, because the director may look at you like, why would I hire you? You don't even know the basics of what I'm talking about. So when I noticed that some of the people in our stunt group, you know, hadn't really been martial artists or anything like that, I was like, well, you know, here's the way that I can sew back into the group and just let them come down free of charge. Doesn't cost them anything but their time. And I'll teach them some of the basics of martial arts so that now when they go onto a movie set, they have that little bit of knowledge to help them out in that situation.
I'm smiling because I remember one class, it was you and another guy. Who's the other guy? He's really tall. He has a bald head.
Oh, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Brad.
Yeah, Brad is,
They paired them up, and I was like, oh, God, something. It's like, this is the class of the Titans.
Hey, man, size and strength was all that mattered. The elephant would be king of the jungle, not the lion.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, I need to sell some pay-per-view tickets.
and Brad knows stuff, too, man. Brad,
Yeah, man.
Nicest guy, both of them, Jake and Brad. And like I said, you know, Jake done ballroom dancing, man, and MMA fight. He's light on his feet. He moved quick for a big guy, man.
You know, I always said I'm going to be the first male fighter to win Dancing with the Stars. That's one of my goals.
That's what's up. And I believe you're going to accomplish that too.
That would be so cool.
You know, the more things that we experience in life, you know, the fuller that life is going to be. So many people think that, you know, life is always about what you obtain from a monetary standpoint, but it's really, what do you obtain from a learning standpoint, and what do you pass on to the next generation?
Yeah.
Because that's what really matters. And so I enjoy sewing back into people. I've had some people throughout my life that have helped me and done things for me, and I like to be able to turn around and give that back, you know.
That is so awesome, man.
Man, you're awesome, Jake.
Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about a little bit of music and get you out here, man. So
Yeah, go ahead.
we know that you I know, well, I'm a subscriber on your YouTube channel, the MMA Dad, and I see, you know, it's music is so beautiful and so powerful. Like, one thing that my dad taught me when I was a kid that surprised I remember, he said because my dad would play different type of music, like from Queens to Michael Jackson to a little bit of rap, a little bit of everything. And he told me that, you know, you better get used to listening to different music, especially when you're in the car with me, because you're going to be in the car with somebody else that's listening to something that you just can't stand.
Yep.
So that got me into like that jazz, right? Like, I listen to jazz now, like when I cook or clean up, from rock and roll to everything. And when I looked at your YouTube channel and I see you jamming out the music, I'm like, oh man, even if I don't know the name or haven't heard of them before, I'm still enjoying it, because it's just, that music just breaks barriers and just brings everybody into like, hey, what you listen to, man? Like, that's nice.
Yeah, man. So the reaction channel thing kind of blew up there for a little while, about a couple of years ago. And I remember the No Life Shack was the first guy that I saw, right? And you know, my family predominantly grew up listening to country music, rock and roll, things like that. But then growing up in Vegas, you know, I grew up in the hip hop culture, and my friends were listening to all of that. And I fell in love with the lyricists of hip hop. I fell in love with their ability to bend the English language and make the language do what they wanted the language to do. You know what I mean? And I also love people, whether I agree with their stance or not. I love people who know what they believe and they stand their ground. And so even if I don't agree with your message, I can appreciate you as a person for having your belief and not conforming just because other people don't like your belief. So I always enjoyed that part about music. And No Life Shack, I started watching him because, you know, he would caption some of his things like, black man listens to country music for the first time, and he's listening to a music that I love, right? So I'm like, oh, let me see what he thinks about it, you know. And then he's such an awesome guy. He's such a genuine guy. And when I saw that music breaking that barrier, like you said, where he's like, oh, this is what country music really sounds like, and see him start to enjoy the music, I just started looking up other reactor channels, and I started watching them. Like, I'm a big fan of Stevie Knight. I'm a big fan of Twain TV, and just watching these guys open their minds to different types of music. Right. So then I ran into like Ryan Upchurch, Adam Calhoun, these guys that were 100% independent artists, Tom McDonald. And I started seeing that the big music labels were shadow banning these guys because they were being successful without the record labels behind them. And so the record labels were flexing their, you know, monetary muscles and getting YouTube to like Tom McDonald had a video that hit like over 1 million views in less than 24 hours, but suddenly it wasn't trending on YouTube. And that's because the record labels don't want people to see you can do this without me. So when that happened, I was like, you know what? I love watching reaction channels. I'm going to make a reaction. I'm going to start doing music reaction, but I'm only going to react to independent artists. And I want to help spread these independent artists' music and message to people who might not be hearing it because they just don't know about it. And that led to also listening to music from outside the United States. So bands like Nightwish that come from Finland and the Netherlands, and Love Bites, and these other bands that they're out of Japan, and it's just amazing music, and I really love it. So I started doing those reactions, and people from all over the world, like 30 some odd countries now that I have subscribers from, that they just tune in because they want to hear my opinion on the music that they love. And they've opened my eyes, because in the comment section, they're like, hey, if you like them, you need to check out this band. And then I'll go check out that band. I'm like, wow, this is amazing music. And it's all music that's not pushed here in America. So I feel sad because so many Americans are missing out on amazing music just because it's not getting the push that it needs to get.
I remember when I used to work at the pipe yard with this guy. He was a Mexican, right? And he used to play, before we got our shift started, he started off with playing Tejano music. Well, you know, I'm not gonna listen to that, right? So he's not gonna listen to my channel. So we made a mid ground where he put on the Eagle. Now at the time I knew classic rock a little bit, but not that much. Well, what I see on TV or what I hear on the movie. Now back then I used to listen to Nirvana, Metallica, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and someone else, 9 Inch Nails, right? Because back in the day they had the Headbangers Ball. I don't know if you remember that show, right? That came on after Yo MTV Raps. So so I just stayed watching that. But I never tapped into classic rock music until that day, and it just kept going on. Like I can find myself turning to it because that's 12 hours, 7 days a week. 12 hours every day listening to the classic rock Eagle station. And it's like now I know every single song, every lyric, every like Led Zeppelin, you name it, Tom Petty. The list just goes on. So whenever there's like a lot of white people and they play that song, and I start to humming to it, they start to looking like
but you know, like, the amazing about music is, if you ask Lil Wayne, right, who some of the influences were, I guarantee you there's going to be some of those early rock bands that are going to come in there.
Exactly.
Because music leads into other music, right? So like I think about NF. I really like NF's music. And I think about the way that he brings orchestra into hip hop beats.
Right.
But now people might hear that and be like, man, those violins or those strings, they sound really good. And that might lead people to look at orchestra music. And now all of a sudden they found some music that they really enjoy.
Right.
Man.
Awesome, man.
Man, Jake, you're awesome, bro.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you for this, man. We're going to get you out of here. I know you got to get some rest, some type of rest, and get your mindset right and everything. We can sit back and chop it up and talk and just have this conversation over a beer or whatever it is that Jacob Williams drinks, man, or water or whatever.
Been drunk, believe me.
Hey, cool, man.
I have one more question before I let you go real quick. What's your favorite football team?
Dallas Cowboys, man. I grew up with Cowboys.
All right, Cowboys. Yeah. The Cowboys and the Steelers is in the building.
You know, my family's from Central Texas, right?
Yeah.
My dad's side of the family's from Central Texas. My mom's side of the family's from Alabama, Georgia. So I came home in a Cowboys blanket. My dad's a big Cowboys fan. And I always tell people I've stuck with them through the good times and the bad times.
Preach. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right. You hear that, you Texan fans, James and Chris? Y'all got to stick through the bad times, okay? Me and this man, the Cowboys got 5 championships? 5, right?
Long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. We got 6, okay? So y'all just hang in there, okay? It's going to be all right.
You know, the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm a Texan, right? I'm a big Texas pride person. So if Houston's not playing Dallas, I'm rooting for Houston. Just like if A&M's playing somebody other than UT, I'm rooting for A&M, because at the end of the day, Texas is my state. I love being from Texas, and I'm going to support any team that comes out of Texas.
I love being from Texas too, but just not that football team.
Like you and my dad will get along just fine. We get along just fine, man. I thought Emmitt Smith was my uncle when I was a kid, man. Like my dad talked about him so much, man.
Hey, man, Emmitt Smith had an amazing nugget of information. They won their first Super Bowl, and he did a commercial. And in that commercial, he's laying down bench pressing, and he said, "I won the Super Bowl, so I can rest now, right?" And he stopped resting, and then he started benching again. He rested for a short amount of time, and he said, "All men are created equal, but some work harder in preseason." So that's why you got to keep grinding, man. You keep grinding, you're going to get great places. And Eric Thomas, if you've never heard Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, go on YouTube, type in Eric Thomas motivational. He's one of my favorite motivational speakers of all time, and he talks about that commercial from Emmitt Smith. And if you've never heard Eric Thomas, you guys are going to find a rabbit hole to go down because he's got amazing content.
Well, whatever you got going on, Jake, is working. So yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna check him out.
And before we let you go, tell everybody.
Actor was, and I have a lot of favorite actors, but one of my all-time favorites is Denzel Washington. I think that man can play any role you put in front of him. He's gonna knock it out of the park, man. He was always one of them growing up.
Before we let you go, tell everybody where they can follow you or they can find your channel.
On YouTube, it's just the MMA Dad, and then on Instagram, it's the.mma.dad. And that's pretty much the two main places. I just started a photography Instagram because I kicked off photography and cinematography again, kind of a hobby of mine. And that one's called Forged Light, like FORGED Light. And that's just because eventually I'm going to get back into blacksmithing. I used to do it with my dad. We used to make knives and stuff like that. And so the business that I kind of created is called Forged FC, Fitness and Combat, because I forge combat athletes. I forge people into better, healthier lives. And when it comes down to photography, at the end of the day, we're just taking light and we're turning it into pictures. So we're forging light into works of art. So that's kind of the way it works.
Nice.
I told you guys, man of many hats, man. Once again, Jake.
Man, Jake, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. We'll have to sit down sometime when all this crazy stuff's over.
Man, we have no choice but to, man. We got to.
Yeah, man.
Once my schedule,
I'm always down. Always down.
Appreciate it, man. And once my schedule lightens up on Saturday after June, I'll be joining you at the den, man. So
yeah, man, come down.
Will do, brother. So you be safe out there. Thank you. Blessings to you and your family, man.
Thank you.
Keep going, man. I'll see you on set soon.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. All right, guys. Okay.
All right.
Chris, who is up on the Acting Fool today? Who made history?
Let's see. That's my sound effect. We're gonna travel over to the UK first, right? Acting Fool this week. It's a malfunction at the big one. That's literally the title. It comes from Huffington Post. Shout out to them for the story. The big one at the Blackpool Pleasure Beach gave thrill seekers some unexpected excitement. Thrill seekers at a theme park in UK got a little bit more than they bargained for. Now y'all know me, I'm scared of heights. I'll still ride roller coasters, I'll still get on airplanes, but I don't like being suspended in the air for long periods of time, right? There's actual footage of this that shows that roller coaster riders, they were on the big one, which is a roller coaster, which it got stuck. They say it's more than twice as high as 456 feet altogether. And so the footage that they show in the Huffington Post article here, that's about roughly 15 stories, for numbers, people. They had to walk down the flight of steps from that high up, walk all the way down to the bottom. And so for somebody like myself,
you would have held up the line. Come on, man.
We got about 5 hours. One, because I'm a holder of 2.
Don't blame you. Man.
Terrifying.
Woo!
Man. Last time I saw, me and my ex, we went to Pleasure Pier, Kima. And the little well, I forgot, I don't know what you call that thing, but pretty much you at the ground, you go all the way up, the swings or whatever, and they swing you around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing. It's a certain amount of time it's supposed to come down. It didn't come down, so I'm just sitting there standing there looking up at them because I don't want to. I just don't like getting on roller coasters anymore. I have my feelings why, and these are one of the reasons why. Now I'm at the age where I'm like, I've been there, done that. If I have some more babies, hey, but still, that thing just kept going and going and going, and I'm just sitting there looking like, oh shit. So
now check this out. There's a little bit more to this, right? So not only did the ride get stuck and they walked down, so some of those people they still get a little thrill out of that. So much so that the park actually charges a fee now for a tour that takes tourists to the top via the stairs.
Oh, hell no.
And then you gotta walk all the way down.
Yes.
And you gotta pay money for that.
Yes.
why the fuck would I pay?
Yeah, lost their damn mind. I would not. That's just like going to the tallest building in downtown and ride the elevator and then walk all the way down from the stairs and they gonna charge you for that. You could do that downtown. You could do that in any other city. Them people that lost their mind. I wouldn't dare. I wish I might.
Because for me, Astroworld, I started I rode roller coasters, but those are quick, right? Quick instances. I hate being suspended, and I don't have the control. And so the scariest ride at Astroworld to me was not Grease Lightning, was not the Cyclone. It was that little buggy that went across the park. I'll meet y'all across it because no, that was the scariest ride at Astroworld.
You remember what's it, the drop tower? What was the name of it? The dungeon tower?
Dungeon drop.
Dungeon drop. Yeah, the people down there, they the ones that press the button.
Yeah.
So it'll go all the way up, and then you could be sitting there for about like a good 2 minutes, like a minute, in suspense, like wondering when is he gonna press the button. And then once he pressed the button, it just feels like emptiness in your stomach.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling no more.
I don't like that feeling no more.
Still not scarier than the little buggy. The little buggy, you just hanging on by this little wire, just swinging. And then you always get that one asshole that's gonna be in there with you, just want, come on, man, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like,
yeah, and rock it, and he gonna rock. Yeah, he gonna rock the.
Yeah, no.
I'm whooping your ass afterwards. See, I don't like. See, and that's the thing too, man. It's like I don't like that feeling anymore. And it's like last time I did get on one, like I felt dizzier to the way I felt like I'm about to pass out. And I'm like, I'm not doing it no more. I don't got nothing to prove. Hey, I'll bring some friends with me that like to get on the roller coaster. You take my kids up there and you take your ass on up there and shit. I ain't doing it no more. I ain't got nothing to prove.
I haven't been to one. They had a crawfish festival not that far from my house, and they was in the, me and my sister-in-law got in the one where they cage you in, but you really standing up, and they go like this, and they go like that, and they go like this and that, and I was like, no, man.
I can't do it no more. I don't have it in me.
After a certain age, your stomach.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good at that. Yeah. I'm straight.
All that force pushing up right there, and like last time we got on one, everybody on the ride that was with us, they looking all happy, like me, I'm over there like this. And like, that shit look. I was like, I can't do this.
But I never fainted though. I never just.
No, me. I'm so fucking weird to where it's like, everybody was sitting there screaming. I'm just sitting there like this because I'm mad because I'm on. Y'all taught me on this shit, and like that happened to us last time with me and my friends way back when we went to Fiesta, Texas. We got on Superman, and everybody up there looking happy, and I'm just sitting there like this,
just mad.
And I'm just like, oh, because I was at the end of it, and they got that big ass mountain right there on Superman, and so our bodies turned like this. And even though I'm vertically challenged, the mountain is right there, and my feet, I'm just like this, and I'm just like, dude, what if this shit just, man, hell no, I'm too close to this mountain. I'm too close. Nah, fuck that.
I never did the Cyclone.
I never did that one. No.
I never did that one.
It's old, but it was fun.
To be honest with you, roller coasters is I'm not. That doesn't bother me. Swimming does. I can't swim. Okay, no, I can't, and I blame it on black people because all that throwing you in the water and teach you how to swim, that shit don't work. Throw him in the water and he'll learn how to swim. No, that don't work, dog.
I have a different perspective on that. My because my stepdad was a lifeguard, so I didn't know black people. It wasn't normal for black people to swim until I got to college. Because he taught me how to. Me and my brothers how to swim. Like when we was like 6 or 7, so we swim like a bunch of guppies. You know, my whole little family. Except my only person that swam on my side is my mom. You know, but I didn't know that was a thing until college. I was like, wait,
it's a thing, bro. And like I say, I blame it on black people throwing them in the water at a very young age and teaching them to say, swim. You can swim. Go ahead on and swim. Until you see that person sinking and you don't see his head no more. He at the bottom. There ain't no teaching how to swim.
You ain't teach me nothing. You taught me how to dive and drown.
You taught me how to drown. Drown. Go ahead on drown.
Man, that I got another story, but I'm gonna have to tell y'all that off air. Shout out to your stepdad though. Love you, man. But
yeah,
I got another story though. This one takes us back to America in Maricopa, Arizona.
Okay.
Police arrested this guy, right? Talk about having a drunk night. So let's say it was this lady, Francesca Wickoff, told police on April 15th, she found a finger in her driveway. So apparently there was a neighbor that joined them uninvited. He became drunk and aggressive. She said the neighbor pushed and threatened her and her husband before asking him to leave. And the guy whose name was Kevin Johnson was arrested on multiple charges, including criminal damage, assault, threatening, and intimidating and disorderly conduct. Apparently, the man was arrested when he severed his finger while trying to slash the neighbor's car tires after the argument. And then apparently, when there was a trail of blood, he left the finger on site, and then there was a trail of blood leading back to, of course, his house.
Oh, hell no!
I'm not making this up. Shout out to the I got that story from AP News.
Come on now. Follow the trick. You know what that remind me of Kid and Play. Hey, it's easy to find your ass with the damn Jerry curl. Just follow the drip, follow the drip, follow the drip.
How drunk do you have to be?
That's what you get. That's what he get.
That's why you don't drink. That's why you gotta be, man. I leave that alcohol, leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Know your limits at least.
Know your limit. Leave that alone, man.
I never found it fun to get really drunk out in public. I never found that fun. This is me.
Well,
I mean, we all had our moments.
After a certain age, you know, you can't be up here 35, 36,
No.
you know, passing out.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not cool. Yeah.
We all had our moments. I'm just
in
saying.
my 20s, I was the club guy for my radio station. I was the club guy, so it was many nights like that. But
oh yeah, I mean, hey,
30s, I'm a changed man. Kidney hit different. That liver hit different. You know.
Yeah, dude. I like to be in control of myself, so I didn't had a moment where it was for St. Patty's and that green alcohol. I was tearing that shit up, and it felt so good on the dance floor doing the south side with the strangers. But then when that lights turn on and it's time to go, and you actually have to walk now.
Oh man.
I
hated the feeling because I think I had like one birthday where I had a good birthday party. The vibe was right. Everybody having fun. The Hennessy was flowing. The Crown was flowing. I remember the owner came up to me. He was like, "Hey, you know this turns into a Latin after hour spot at 2 a.m." He was like, "Hey!" But then I woke up at home. I was like, "What the?" Like, wait, I don't remember. That's the last thing I remember. Woke up at home. Like,
that boy said, "How I get home?"
Yeah, I just remember saying, hey, everybody was like, "Hey!" I don't remember.
Oh, man.
The worstest people to party with is Hispanics. They will do the drinking thing all the way to 12 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. Man. I'm telling you what Money Mike even said that. Cat Williams said, "Man, you just be sitting in the corner like," they say, "Hey, my friend, you want another beer?" He's like, "Man, I want to go home."
Hey, man, I want to do this shit no more. I'm tired. Like, that's all I mean, like I said, I'll drink till I get a good buzz feel or whatever, but I don't really. I did have a moment, but that was something else. But other than that, I mean, I just like to be aware of where I'm at and stuff, you know. I don't like that feeling. I always think somebody gonna try to do something to me. I ain't got no money. But I got a feeling somebody robbed my black ass. So
Shout out to my brown brothers and sisters. I have had some times, bro, like the best of times. Best of times. And partying with white people is fun too. Oh my God.
yes. They're so
Oh
nice.
my God. Bro, they, man, drink another shot, man. Come on, Mike. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. It's like, and then they make sure you're safe when you get home. Text me, call me when you get home.
Man.
You know, one of the stations I used to work at, man, it was these girls that used to party with us. And I don't know what it's called. Is it Jaeger bomb? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I was drinking with the deer.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, the Jaeger bombs. Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
Man.
Another Jaeger bomb. No.
They're so nice. They're like, when I party with them, they say, hey man, you want another beer? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, bitch, go over there, go get it, man. Like,
they pay for it. Hey, we got beer for everybody. You get your beer. It's like, hell yeah.
Another round.
I love partying with white people. Black people be tallying up that shit. Hey, and the next day they be like, I did buy beer for all y'all, man. Goddamn, all I'm asking for was $10. Give me that $10 back.
I did about $6.
You gotta pay back though. You got cash out?
You caught in that moment, you be like, dang, what was I thinking about? I bought them.
Yeah, I'm about it, bitch. They call you. See, you got gas money for last night, bro? Man, I went in there. I paid for parking and got the gas for that.
I'm telling you, man. Gotta pay down. Damn, you better not get your car towed either.
Oh, man. Shit.
That happened to me before, too. Come out. You know what's the worst towing experience was? Come out the club. Mind you, the valet told me to park in the spot that was there. No, this is our spot. So I come out, the car is missing. I'm like, man, what's going on? Oh man, I'm sorry, they told us. I go talk to the tow people. Yeah, they don't have no rights over there no more. So I still have to pay. I'm like, but he told me, I say, so y'all, I'm charging up the club owner, everybody. Y'all, somebody gonna pay for this because y'all told me. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, man, that ain't my problem no more, man. Ain't no problem.
I have learned in my 30s to pay that extra fee. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pay that extra fee, just imagine you paying $200 and something to get your car.
That's the thing. I paid a fee to park right there.
Somebody has to die.
And then look, once I got my car out, I'm that dude that passed right back by. He was outside talking to the valet. I'm gonna kick your and drove off.
Oh man, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our segment of the show where we focus on mental health. We usually share inspirational stories. We share different stories on where you can go to get help and our thoughts and on mental health. But for this one, we're going to dig way back into when we was kids. We talked about this. Mike shared a video on this about giving your kids whippings. So I'm gonna let Mike start this off or continue this and give us your thoughts on it, Mike.
Well, I ran across this video where this young lady was talking about disciplining your child. Whoopings. We all grew up in a household where we received whoopings either from our dads or mother or grandmother. We was basically raised like that was okay to do, but she raised a lot of points. It's really the lack of communication that you have with your child. And I had already figured, like, when my son was born, I didn't want to do that because it's different when you have your own. You hate to do that. You hate to discipline your child, like beat on them, because they're not animals. You wouldn't even treat an animal like that.
Right.
So it's different ways that you can discipline a child. Me personally, this is just me personally, and I'm not telling no one the discipline they own, the way how you discipline your child is the way how you discipline your child. Fine. But me personally, I take things away from him that I know that he likes, like in video games. I take that. Take TV. I take that. And my son, he has ADHD. So with him, he wants to do things, but it's just his brain. He has like these impulses. So I communicate with him because there's a lot of stuff that he can't control. You understand? So the medicine we have, but I don't try to handicap him with that to give him, oh, you need to take your medicine. I have him, hey man, calm down, understand what I told you to do, follow simple directions. And we talk. Now my wife, on the other hand, I had to get home because she said it herself. She said, if it wasn't for you, I'd be whooping his ass every day. But because when I first got it, it was just something that came over me like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because my mom was just a no tolerance at all. Like she didn't give us a chance. It's over. And I didn't want the same for him. So I broke it down to him. We're going to talk. We're going to talk to him. We're going to discipline him in this way, because I feel like whooping him and beating on him for things that he do is like, man, it's like, it's kind of, I don't know. It messes with their confidence. It messes with that. And then it makes them so fragile. And then this lady made a valid point. She said all serial killers have one thing in common when they was kids: abuse.
Yeah.
So But go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say it's one of those things. Like I don't have kids, but when I do, I'm kind of on that same wavelength. Like I don't want to whip my kids, but just understanding that the origin of where that comes from, especially in the Black community. Like you just look back all the way as far back as slavery, where um, you think about and looking at the civil rights era and everything. Like you have to, you have young kids that necessarily don't understand what's going on, and to keep them in, to make sure they're staying safe and keeping them in line. Whooping to get them together. Like hey,
right.
Hey, you gotta do that. But that's all that is generational trauma passed down.
Right.
That's how our parents was raised. That's how they raised us. And so it has. We're just breaking the cycle at this point because we say, okay, it's a different way. Because a lot of times you'll get whoopings without understanding, right?
Yeah.
Like not what the kid not really necessarily knowing the why. Well, this is what I did, but the why, and like the cause and effect thing is not really explained to where they understand. And so that's just my perspective on that. Like I think it's just something that we have. It's up to the person to break that. I think it's easier for us because our generation has been through that. I think we was like the last generation that was really, like I had like back in growing up, I had a teacher that had a bunch of yardsticks, called them Mr. Threes. So whenever we got in trouble, I love you. Let a teacher do that today. That's
Oh yeah, it's over. It's over for you. You done, ma'am, sir.
For me, I can see why some parents do whoop their kids, but also depending on what they do, I see why. But it's like you said, we trying to get away from that. And I think about when when me and my two older sisters we was growing up, or when my younger brothers and sisters we was growing up. Yeah, we caught some whoopings, but I like it. I like that the fact that I didn't catch too many, and I turned out okay, or in my mind, I hope, pray. But and I remember my dad was saying that he didn't like giving us whoopings because how he felt afterwards.
Yeah, man, it sucks. It really does. Yeah.
And I didn't catch too many, which is a good thing. And then on top of that, my dad knew karate and martial arts and everything. So and my dad would say something to me to where it's like I stop everything and that's it. Like should be laughing at it, but he'll say, Daddy forgive me, Dad forgive me. He'll say, boy, I'm gonna skin you alive. And then he would say that, and I'm like, I'm good, bro. And you got this martial arts and everything, so I'm actually thinking it as a kid, like he gonna, peel my skin off or whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. My imagination was crazy, but I didn't catch too many. My grandma would put them hands on you if she had to. I was spoiled at that time, but she ain't do enough to where she didn't give us enough weapons to where I'm like traumatized where to it, or I didn't catch too many of it.
Yeah.
For me, as I got older and I have a little girl from my last relationship, she was telling me that her dad, my ex, she was saying that her dad never laid his hand on her, and she said she doesn't want me to do that because I'm not the actual father of her child, but now verbally, I am.
Right.
And I told myself that as I got older, I'm like, I did give one of my cousins ass whooping because he needed that shit. But anyway, so I told myself, like, man, look, I'm not finna waste my energy, chasing you around or whooping you. I'm gonna make you burn your energy. So I go straight up into that coach mentality. I'm gonna make you hold these books and hold your arms out and make you, do that way and punch you if it gets to that point. Or I'm gonna talk to you to try to get an understanding on why you did what you did and how you can prevent yourself from getting in trouble and make you learn that way. Or like Mike's saying, I'm gonna take your video game away. I'm gonna take your TV away. I'm gonna take your laptop away. I find other creative ways to discipline you because like I said, I'm not gonna burn my energy trying to give you a whooping. I don't got time for it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some kids, and I know some kids that, they need that. But it's like what Chris said, to piggyback what Chris said. After that, there should be an understanding on why. You understand? It has to be an understanding why I did this. What you can do better so this would never happen again. Let you know that I don't get enjoyment from this. Let you also know that this was the last straw. Then the frustration, because a lot of it has to do with frustration that the parent has from trying and keep constantly and just keep, trust me, my son, it's like every day. And then you will see the progress because he's starting to get it, and once you see that happening, it's like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to resort into that. I don't need to have to beat him because it takes a piece of your soul. Yeah, it really does.
I agree. I think there's and I grew up in a very disciplined household, and so I think with that, learning how that affected me in my adult years, the boundaries that I had set place, initially with my parents, prior to therapy, because therapy is good, it's great. It helped me get a better understanding why I was raised the way I was, but just being in that mom, though, I want my children to be able to feel comfortable in coming to me, talking to me, feeling open, not out of fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what's lost in it. Because when you do that without the compassion, without the understanding, then that affects the relationship.
Yep. Facts. Yep.
Straight up. And like I said, you all like Jake said earlier, like we all said earlier, communication. And that's what I'm trying to get an understanding. Because like with my little girl, all I gotta do is talk to her. Waterworks. So she gets an understanding of it. So I was like, I'm not finna whoop you. Like I said, I'm tired. So I'm not finna burn my energy. So.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, the disappointment, that'll hurt them more than anything. I'm not gonna lie. Cause my son, he doesn't want to disappoint me and my wife. Like, he hates that. And with that means that comes with respect already. So I don't have to do that. So
it's funny too. My dad, every time my dad introduced me to one of his new coworkers, old coworkers, when I'm at work, that's my boy right there. And he say, son, how many times I whooped you? I said, God damn, here we go. You ain't whooping that much. Not that much. Not that much. You're a good boy. I'm like, God, like, yeah, man. Here I am. Yeah. So yeah. I love you, Dad. Love you, man. So thank you for not whooping my ass all them times, man. They did use a paddle on me one time, which was a reason why I'm like, you didn't really have to do that to me. I wouldn't understand what was going on. But
I tell my son every day, I said, listen, boy, let me tell you something. Your mama You say you better do what you say, cause your mama, okay? But your mama though.
Your mama though.
Her mama, they from Louisiana, they from New Orleans. Hey man, I'm trying to save you. Okay, help me.
That's what you know. You got to help me to help you to save it.
He understands. He gets it. He get it.
Clap it in. Yeah, man. Man, it was a great show. Shout out to our guest, Jake, the MMA dad, for stopping through, sharing some very, very helpful information and getting to know him better as a person. Man, that guy's amazing, man.
You know, that guy is amazing.
There's sometimes you just see what people do. You're like, you do all that? Like, all that? I'm like, man.
You do all that?
Man, and the way how he handles himself, it just, you know, some people do some things just like, damn, you need to take a break. but Jake handles it very well. So with that being said, so with that being said, thank you all. Like us, follow us, like us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube channel, IG, Spotify. Pandora too, right? Pandora.
Yeah. On Pandora now.
Pandora. We on Facebook, Twitter, as the British will say. And I think that is all the platforms we are on.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the show.
Oh,
like and subscribe and like. Make sure you click that bell at the bottom. Yes, sir. Follow us on Instagram.
Tell a kin. Your neighbor, your auntie, your nephew, your cousin, your pastor.
Tell a friend to go tell a friend. Tell a friend.
If y'all having a cookout and y'all throwing that Frankie Beverly and Maze, invite your boys. We like to have a good time too.
That's right.
Whoa, okay. Don't mind me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just.
Although some parties invite you and then they tell you, well, you're gonna have to put in half for this, that, the third. I'm not going to them parties. That's them both petty old janky ass.
Yeah, y'all come through. Just bring your own cups. Like,
yeah, y'all come through. I just need y'all to go in half on this. How you gonna invite somebody and then charge them two at the same time?
Man, damn, dude. Like,
that's the old janky ass people.
Like, man, we're gonna fish. We're gonna have crawfish and everything. Just bring the seasoning. Wait, what? Like, you got everything else, but bring some plates. I'm like, damn, dude.
Well, what you bring? Well, what?
Bring the dessert.
Everybody got their stimulus, so you don't need no extra money from me.
And speaking of stimulus and money, for all y'all who did that PPP loan, y'all gonna be in jail. So
that's another story for another day, brother.
Another day, another time. We gotta get out of here. Y'all be safe out there.
Hey.